SSB requires or is testing 15 qualities, right? And all three assessors, that is GTO, IU, and Psychologist, all three of them, they do the same, nothing different, nothing more. These particular 15 qualities are effective intelligence, reasoning ability, organizing ability, power of expression, that is related to head. Then comes social adaptability, cooperation, and sense of responsibility, that's related to heart, initiative, self-confidence, speed of decision, ability to influence group, liveliness, that comes the third part, that is socially, that makes socially effective. All these three makes it what we call a force, and force must do a work, and that work is done by moving through a distance, and that distance is what we call a dynamic quality, determination, courage, and stamina. Over and above this, we do try and look around for the motivation. Motivation itself are different types. Then comes from the what we call your insight, how well you know yourself, that is insight. And finally, a word called trainability. So though the 15 quality are there, but overall you look at it, they are nothing more, nothing less. So if you are not in a position to show your 15 qualities, whatever you try and write down, it has got no significance. First, secondly, now how many qualities can you bring with in one story? Is maximum 3 to 4 good qualities. So if there are 12, means 48. 48 divided 15, that means every quality must be shown at least 3 times. So that's the part of that's how it goes. Next, when you show the quality, now every quality we have got a logic for giving. We are good at SSB, we are good at giving marks. Pass or fail. We are not really interested. We are not interested to compare what all, why did I fail you and what's that reasons are unique, are noted. But I am looking at it, how well are you good or not so good? That's all. If you are good, I'll pass you. If you're not so good, you're rejected. So it is a filter set on there. So the very first quality which comes from there, we talk about effective intelligence. And a story must have, story can be simple and familiar, complex and unfamiliar. There is a clarity in a story, able to describe the problem, overall success at end, success is realistic, and would he utilize the time? Now let's talk about the first story that you have. You have a story. Okay, let's test this on this criteria. Okay, what is the first thing? Read the story. Aryan.
Ahmad was a 12th standard student from Mumbai. He was a NEET aspirant, and his exam was scheduled in next 3 days. He had prepared well for his examination, but he was nervous and tended to overthink. His father, who was a cardiologist at MGM hospital, comes to Ahmed's room and sees he's not well. So Ahmed discusses his issue with his father, and he tells him not to worry and keep himself calm and composed. As of now, he cannot do anything. His father advises him to do yoga and spend some free time with the family and just revise what he has prepared. Taking this father's advice, he feels a little better and gives his examination in a composed state and cleared with flying.
Okay. Now tell me one simple thing. Now, you tell me now why this. His father was a cardiologist. He used the word cardiologist. Why this word should come?
Sir, because looking at him, he seems to be a doctor. So that's
no. That simply indicates you are not happy with your father itself. You are visualizing your father is not up to the standard that you expected it to be. Have you got my point or not? Father was a cardiologist. Secondly, now we come back, say he was prepared, but his exam is very away, he's nervous and overthinks. What is it? You are anxious, anxiety prone, pressure prone. You will not be able to take pressure at all. You will get no, bogged down with a small little problem that comes into life, and then you require help and assistance. And not to worry, and he require help and assistance from all people in and around. Okay. And who is the hero? Ahmad. What has he done? Except for being anxious, has he done anything?
No, sir.
Has he done anything?
No,
Now,
sir.
the first criteria of effective mindfulness was which a psychologist will start only if he could confirm that his guy is effective. Story can be simple or familiar. Is it simple? Is it complex story? It's not as simple as even a class 6 student will not write this story. You are a graduate, engineering graduate. Can you afford to write this story?
No, sir.
Who has written this story? I have not written. Okay. Next is there is clarity. What do you want? What do you want? What has he achieved? Is there clarity in the story? What do you expect from the story? I wanted clear, realistic, original. Next, I will describe problem. What is the problem? What is the problem? He had prepared well, so what is the problem then? You already tell him prepared well, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then what is the problem?
He was still nervous, sir.
What is nervous? So that nervous, that is what is the problem. जो बोलते हैं ना बउआ बना कर रखना, आप लोगों को बाप खाने बउआ बना कर रखा, बेटा केवल पढ़ाई करो, कुछ नहीं करना, बाकी जिंदगी में मेरा काम है, तू अकेला बेटा है, मैं क्या करूंगा, तो बउआ बनो. Next, is there any success at the end? What is success?
He cleared this exam, sir.
कहाँ cleared exam with what? Flying color. What is the flying color? एक nervous का कहाँ मिला? Where did he take admission? Has he become a doctor? Or has he taken 10 years to pass a doctor itself? You know, engineering college, you carry forward. How many carry forwards are there? Has he become or not? बहुत खुशी की बात है. Okay. Would you applaud that? Now, 4 minutes of time if you write a story like this. Is there any use?
No, sir.
Bol bhai.
No, sir. No, sir.
If you are happy, I'm coming. So now that's exactly what we were trying to tell Ram there. It is not the writing story. All of you think that is, you never told me that you are not good at this, is it? When I asked you analysis, you told me that what is the problem? What the problem did you say?
Sir?
Raj, bolna.
Yes, sir.
Why did you fail in SSV? What reason did you give it to me?
Sir, that I did not prepare well, sir.
So इसमें preparation की क्या जरूरत है?
Nothing, sir. Using common.
Does it require preparation?
No, sir.
Then this is the second story.
Yes, sir.
Read the second story.
Suraj and Ankita were siblings who were athletes. They have prepared well for their nationals, which were organized at Varanasi. They reached Varanasi from their hometown 2 days before the competition and exploring the city, and was just walking up by after the lunch. So they have seen
Okay, hold it. Now, from here to here, this particular portion. What is the use of this? You reached Varanasi and all things. How many lines are the total story of? 3, 6, 8 lines. 1, 3, 2, 5, and 3, 8, isn't it? Out 8, 9 lines. 3 lines has gone. What has this contributed towards except that you are an athlete? Does it contribute anything towards us?
nothing.
It's a resource.
Yes, sir.
As an engineer, you will understand every word is a resource. And if you cannot afford to be a resource, every word is a resource, it should add a value to you. It should give you marks. Next, what is happening?
They have seen a group of 4 people who are approaching them with sticks and not with a good intentions, probably being.
How did you realize it? How did you realize they are not coming with a good intention? So it is that's called a paranoid personality, that you are suspicious of others. That's a personality disorder. And this is confirmed later on again because you found another thief going to some of your neighbor's house. Okay, आगे चलिए. Both of them ran fast and reached the nearest police station. What action do you take? Nothing. Who's the hero? You. So when it comes to battle, think of the battle. When bullets start getting firing, what will you do?
Run away.
You run away. You run away and tell your commander, भैया जाके बचाओ वहां पर चाइनीज घुस के अंदर बैठे हुए. Okay. 12 what? Location and country. Suraj won the gold medal in national. Now, how are these from here to here related to the athletics portion that you've done? Is it any related?
I think so.
You had started, your aim was your athlete who was prepared well for the national. Now you have not talked to anything about the issue. Have you talked anything about the issue?
No, sir.
You have gotten, how did you get gold? So where was the use of writing this? All this muck that you have written, is there any use of writing this? Bolo. Tell me. Bhai Aryan, bola. Happy with your performance?
No, sir.
No, you should be happy now that you said this was none of your issue. Okay. Now this, read the next story.
Shivam was a young lieutenant commissioned in the Corps of EME. It was his first day and he got to know that there were a lot of weapons which has to undergo servicing. And the very next day it was the inspection from the brigade and all the work is to be done before the day. So he, along with his superior, Captain Uday, started with the work and completed his duty where he has also skipped his meals. But because of the work he was satisfied and all the weapons were now in top condition and the inspection was
Very
also
nice. Okay, now my first question: how do you know about EME?
So actually, there is a person, right? Major General Yashpal Singh Mose, sir.
Huh?
So he has discussed all the corps and everything, all the regiments and everything about the army. So I have gone through his videos, so I get to know what type of work they do.
Jaspal Singh is from which? How did you know about EME and what is the job of EME?
Sir, I was just going through the videos that if I'm a mechanical engineer, what will be my work over there? That if I'm going to the EME corps.
You read wrong things, you'll be in the wrong life.
Yes, sir.
Now, the first and foremost, when you talk about EME, very nice, nothing wrong with it. That shows that you want to join services as an engineer. Probably I'll take a bit of motivation that is available. Okay. Now, beyond that, it's now you got there's a lot of weapons which have to go under servicing, and very next day it was inspection from the. Now, in one day, how many weapons can you service?
Not many, sir.
Tell me now. You are an engineer. No, you are prepared engineer. In one day, if you have to servicing, what does the servicing mean?
So removing all the parts and then cleaning it up, then again assembling it out.
Assembling probably may not be there. Probably जैसे बोलते हैं ना आप मैकेनिक मोटर में क्या सर्विसिंग होता है? तेल पानी change, isn't it?
Yes,
Spark plug change.
yes, sir.
So many other things activities are involved.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean? Why did he wake up at the last moment? The next question comes back here. Why did he come back? Why did he do in the last moment? Why last moment? When he says civil lieutenant commissioned army and a weapon which has to undergo servicing very next day, there's the inspection. If there is next, so you are waking up at the last moment. So you are a person who, what do you call, a काम को delay करता है, isn't it? Procrastination. So you are not पढ़ना है कल एग्जाम में से रात को मैं पढ़ लूंगा. With most of the engineering college, try and think about it. And there are professional people यहाँ 12 बजे रात तक पढ़ता है, खुद यहाँ पर मुर्गा मछली खाता है, 10 रात में पढ़ाई होती है. Till last month you are trying to different things, isn't it? Yes or no? हाँ या नहीं बोल रहे यार.
Yes sir, yes sir.
So now this differing is going to what result would it give? बताओ. What is the type of success? Now tell me, this is the analysis we are doing based on certain technique. What is the type of success? Tell me. Success can be failed, mastering tasks, situational success, relational harmony, no failing, satisfaction. What is this? It's a situational success. When I'm got stuck in the last moment, probably the situational success. Is or not? Okay. Who do you think, whom has he attributed the success?
Himself, sir, no one.
No, he is equally correct. He, along with his superior Captain Uday, is Captain Uday going to listen to him, or he is superior? Who is superior? Shivam or Uday?
Sir, Uday is superior, sir.
So Uday is superior. Would he work on his instruction, or Uday will work on his instructions?
No, sir. Shivan has to work on.
And where the need of skipping the meal? At the service में जाओगे, when you are fighting a battle, you are you bothered about your खाने की भूख लगी है नहीं कि खाना खाना है नहीं खाना है. So ये बच्चों के बीच में यहाँ पे लंच ब्रेक में लंच मेरा मिला ही नहीं मिला, मम्मी ने मेरे को सैंडविच पैक किया नहीं किया. खाओ लंच. Where the कुछ? Why do you want to join services then? बताओ मेरे को, is there any use?
No, sir.
Then after that they come. What? How the problem has been resolved? Is there any success?
No.
How has he achieved this top condition in one day? What action did he take?
Nothing, sir.
Did you give details in adequacy? I would say, if your details given provided are adequate.
No, sir.
Very good. Okay. Next comes here. What is the pressure? Pressure is coming because there is inspection. इसका मतलब जबकि मैं इंस्पेक्शन होगा तभी काम करोगे, एग्जामिनेशन तभी पढ़ोगे. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this, what is the impediment? There is nothing great. Is there anything great? Follow?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's come back to the next one. Is this the case? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Read the story.
So it's not. Yes, sir. James was a second year B TECH student. He went to graveyard to pay homage to his uncle Nicholas, who was an army officer. He was very connected with him and he remembered him for the values and the ethics his uncle taught him. He cleaned the graveyard and waters the plants he had planted before, and he, taking inspiration from his uncle, now became a young officer in the same regiment of his uncle, with following the same values and being humble, lively and helpful person.
Okay. So, what has he done? Till now, what has he done?
Nothing.
Come back here. He is the same regiment. He said he planted before. He taking inspiration from his uncle. Now became an so he became an army officer, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How? यहाँ तक जो कहानी लिखा हुआ है, what did you use? Tell me which quality emerged.
Nothing, sir. He was just taking inspiration from his uncle.
He is unable to find a solution to reasoning ability. He does not give any logic. Why? He is given ठीक है, उसने किया तो मैं भी करूँगा. He is unable to organize things to all EI, RE, everything will be gone. Yes, it reflects that you have got a good relation with your uncle or people in and around. That's all. So he comes here, social adaptability is good, probably granted. Beyond that, any other qualities emerge?
No, sir.
Okay. Here's the next one. Very nice. Great story again.
Ramachandran was a librarian at Central Library. He
Huh.
was going through the records and was not able to get the issues of the book. So he stayed out time of his work and even called the students from the register and sorted out the whole mess, which was done by a newly joined staff, and he informed him about the small mistakes. And he did went out for a dinner with the staff, informing his family. And after the tactful day, he slept with peace.
Oh, very nice. Great. Now tell me, a story should have a it should have past, present, the future.
Yes, sir.
Is there any past in the story?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there any future in the story?
No, sir.
Future की एक ही हुआ कि जिसने गलती की, he is one of those new appointed staff and done mistake. That's all. And he warned him. What is the corrective measures has been done? Who is the fault? If your subordinates don't do job, who is to be blamed? You are the mentor.
Yes, sir.
If you can't afford to do it, who is to be blamed?
Sir, me, sir.
Send off it. So now when you look at it, it neither have got a past, present, and future missing. Next. What is the problem? Who caused the problem? You are to be blamed because you have not trained your staff well.
Yes, sir.
Or if you selected wrong staff, again, it's you are to be blamed. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you give details? No. Now, what is the mess which done when you staff and performed going about the small day, and he did went on dinner. He did and went out for dinner with his staff, informing his family. Why should you go for that? Why should you go? This last staff, him about the mistake and did went to dinner with the staff for informing his family. What is the use of this? एक तो गलती करो, उसके बाद खाना खिलाओ उसको. तेरे को डांटा नहीं मैंने, मेरा शिकायत मत करना. And tired day, and what did it mean? Tired day, he slept with peace. Story number one. Anxious. So it means your mental stamina is low, physical stamina is low. Any doubt? पूछो.
No, sir.
तो क्या फायदा नोट्स करने से क्या फायदा हो जाता है? हाँ?
Aryan, sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yeah.
Aryan, please ask whatever you want to ask. Don't hesitate or all, because this is otherwise, if you do not ask your problem, no, then it will be of no help. So feel free to ask whatever you have to.
No, actually, I'm also able to connect up that yes, I have written the wrong stories under the time pressure. Means I have
Okay.
not had any situations.
Okay, don't worry. Now, if you have understood, we are all happy about it. Aim is only to bring out what was can be done. Okay. So now look at it. So the aim is again, you should be able to do something. No? ऐसे थोड़ी चलता है. Now look at it here. What is this? Read this.
Ganesh was sleeping at night and he just woke up to have a glass of water, and he notices some strange sound, and watching things of his window he saw that there were two men who were trying to sneak into his neighbor's house and who was out of town. So Ganesh immediately called the police patrolling party who was nearby, and the police caught the burglars who were already involved in the other robberies in the past. He then next morning repaired the neighbor's door which was broken and informed him about the same.
So only action he has taken, he next morning repaired the neighbor's door which was broken and informed him later on. This is the only action he has taken. Yes or no? Who is the hero?
Ganesh.
Ganesh, what has he done?
He has called the police and then repaired the door.
Sorry, repaired the door. This guy say he should have been carpenter then. What has he done? बताओ मेरे को, what is the action? Which party is emerged? He just scared because जाऊंगा तो पुलिस का हाँ भाई तो चोर है, चोर मेरे को मारेगा. Wouldn't you go to even shout चोर चोर? हल्ला तो करता. What is he involved? No. So which method of no? Should I talk about it? बता मेरे को. The interpretation, so many ways of interpretation are there. I look at the first quality is effective intelligence, use of intelligence to find the solution to day-to-day problem. Now that can only happen when the problem is defined. Here the problem is defined that there is someone is trying to is a thief has entered your neighbor's house. That's the problem. How we prevent it? By informing police. How long would the police take to come? Would thieves remain there?
No.
What action has he taken to prevent thieves from going away? Did he take any action from his side?
No, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
No, sir.
That's the end of it. And then informs the next person, repair, who bore the cost of the repair? It is he or the neighbor? Naturally, the neighbor, isn't it? Because that is his property.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's come to the next story. Read it.
Reena was an electronic engineer in an IT company. She was going through the lift into her office when she sees that the lift alarm was beeping continuously. And inside the lift, she called the peon for the same and asked to fix that. After her job while returning, sees the alarm is yet not fixed. Then she calls for the peon again and asks him to get a toolkit. And being an electronic engineer, she fixed the default in the Node MCU and resolves the issue. And
Okay.
then she takes the photo.
Is the MCUF? What is in Node MCU? What is your MCU?
Sir, it is a microcontroller unit, sir.
हाँ. And F क्या होता है?
Sir, वो गलती से type हो गया.
Okay, that's okay. So Node in Microsoft. Does it require electronic engineer to replace that?
Sir, yes, sir. Technically, sir.
What technically?
Means
Why?
that,
It's a component being replaced, isn't it? It's the electrical job.
yes, sir.
Where do you require electronic engineer to come into play? Has she repaired that?
Yes, sir.
She has just replaced it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then what? बोलो तो फायदा है.
नहीं, sir.
What is the number? उसे कहता है you are dependent on this. साहब बन गए हो ना. हाँ मैं तो साहब बन गया ना. Electrical engineer साहब बन गया. You got a few call for you. You is going to be available. अरे पाना दो. You are just asking for it. You are the boss, isn't it? What does it mean now? No one cares for her. She has informed her subordinate to perform a job and he has not done it. That indicates you will be ineffective in a group. If you order someone to perform a job and he is not able to do it, whose fault is it?
Mine, sir.
Then what have you done? Do you take corrective measures? No, you say there मैं ही repair करता हूँ जी उसके बाद. And what is the trivial job? It's a low level ideas. Who is the hero? A girl? What does it mean? Low dynamism? Hero should be of same age and sex. Well, okay. Here's the next one.
Gopal was in final years of his B Tech and he has came to his uncle's home in Kanpur after his mid-sem exams were over. He was enjoying and gets a mail that for his final project he has to reach Delhi next morning. He immediately packs his bag and looks for the trains to the smartphone app and he books the ticket for the next immediate train and his uncle drops him to the railway station. As the train timing was scheduled, he asks his uncle to stop near the FOB and he runs and catches the train and reaches Delhi on time, attend the project review.
What is FOB?
Foot over bridge, sir.
Bridge footage. How do I understand? What does FOV have to do with the railway station?
Because sir, my idea
What
was
is action has he taken? यहाँ पर मोबाइल ऐप मैंने कहा कि you are the person who like a passive person who like to waste his time, half the time in electronic gadgets, looking at Facebook and WhatsApp around there, who's trying to get who you have booked a ticket, booking a ticket even past 6 people do it. What is great idea have you done? Have you done anything great? बताओ मेरे को ना.
nothing, sir.
एक टिकट बुक किया है, टिकट बुक करने के तो who why should you be made an officer? बताओ मेरे को.
No, sir.
तुम्हारे साथ रहते थे मैं तो नॉन टेक्निकल बन गया भाई. मैं ही भूल गया, मैं तुम्हें क्या साइकोलॉजी टेक्निकल मैं ही भूल जाता हूँ. ऐसे से कहानी में 4 में पढ़ा दें तो मेरे को मैं भूल जाता, मैं तो जितनी मेरी पढ़ाई सब खत्म हो जाएगी.
जी सर.
हाँ खत्म होगी भाई. ऐसे 2-4 मेरे को मिल गए तो बहुत खुशी की बात होगी ना. That's the end of it. What heroes must act, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
आदि टिकट कटाने के लिए इतने सारे जो घूमते रहते हैं, जो कमीशन वाले लेते हैं, उनको देकर 100 रुपये 50 रुपया देकर मैं कटवा नहीं लूंगा टिकट. आपने चाचा को बोला क्यों यहाँ पे? क्योंकि यू स्टिल यू आर थिंकिंग यू आर बिग मैन. You are not happy with them. That indicates about your own feeling about your family. Your family is not very rich. You still want a person, your uncle to drop you at the railway station, and you're making a story out of it. Is it a story? It's a statement of, it's an event. It's a situation which has been created. You have done that. That's the end of it. Is it a story?
No, sir.
बोलना यार.
No, sir.
कहानी कभी पढ़ते हो? तुम बोलते reading is your hobby. Tell me which book have you read last?
Sir, no book, sir.
Very nice. I think reading is your hobby. देखो लिखा है नहीं लिखा है इसमें?
नहीं लिखा है.
नहीं लिखा है. देख ले. चलो मैं ही भूल गया हूँ. चलो वेरी नाइस. नहीं लिखो. ओके. सुनो क्या क्या बताओ मेरे को. What is now? If the person is running away from there, what is it? Can't he be now? It is a hillock scene, is it or not? Is it hillock scene or not? Let's think about it. I'm not trying to put across.
Yes, sir.
It may be, Arya Rajan, son of, say, farmers from the area, wanted to become a mountaineer. He practically read down. The father came around there, he was saying goodbye to him around there, so he can also bring laurels. He's going to conquer Everest and all for the aspect that's how the story could have been made or not.
Yes.
देखना पहले since it has to, story has to, the impulse must be matching with the story.
Yes, sir.
Where is the station? फुटो भी आपने इसको फुटो बीच में कहाँ पर रेलवे स्टेशन, पहाड़ के बीच में रेलवे स्टेशन कहाँ है? ये पहाड़ है चारों तरफ है. पहाड़ या नहीं है? बोलना.
है सर.
है ना? चल मर्जी तुम्हारा. वैष्णो देवी घूम कर आ जाओ. That's the end of it. घूमो. ये क्या है?
Divya was selected for the playback singer for the play to be delivered in her college annual fest. While preparing for the play, during the rehearsal, Divya's mic stops working and she asks the associate to fix the mic or replace it with another.
राज आर्यन, तुम्हारे पिताजी का नाम क्या आपने बताया?
चंद्रकिशोर यादव.
चंद्रकिशोर यादव का डंटा नहीं है क्या? डंटा तेरे को नहीं मारा कभी उसने?
मारा है सर.
नहीं मारा है तुमको. यह बात है, ऐसा कहानी नहीं लिखता तुम. बिहार और यूपी का यादव और बाप से डंटा न खाए तो यही कहानी होगा. कब से इतने भोले वाले हो गए माँ बाप आजकल? क्या लिखा? माइक खराब हुई, दूसरा माइक लेकर गया, दिक्कत. सो व्हाट हैव यू अचीव्ड? बोलना क्या है? मैं क्या तुम इसके लिए ऑप्शन बनाऊं क्या?
नहीं सर.
बन सकता है.
नहीं सर.
निखिल,
No, sir. I mean, it
नहीं
is
नहीं
a
बनाओ,
subset.
तुम तो ऐसे ऐसे सबका एकदम एकदम पक्का बना दो सीधे, इंडियन आर्मी एकदम फिट हो जाएगा, बॉलीवुड की आर्मी हो जाएगी। नेक्स्ट, this only good story I have seen that you made it, did it.
Anushka is a scientist in National Institute of Virology. She has been working on a particular drug which will help the people to recover from the mutation of COVID-19 virus. She worked for day and night, and after a lot of research, she worked with arthritis drug Bartinecir and adding corticosteroids, which was very effective against the virus. She quickly prepared the sample and the drug was successful and got permission to use the particular. And it has saved many lives, and she was even facilitated with the with an
Very nice.
honorable
For a change you become technical. एक corticosteroids क्या होता है, कहाँ से आया ये सब, कहाँ से आया?
Sir, actually, recently I was reading newspapers. So over there, Omicron के लिए WHO ने ये वाला ड्रग मतलब
Very good. Well, that is exactly what I wanted to find out.
अप्रूव किया है तो डाल दिया था।
Yeah. हाँ, ये कहानी है, कहानी सोच से आती है, imagination. You are just copying the system.
Yes, sir.
जिसको interpret को दी, write on it. There's nothing wrong with the story. A better story than the first story out of this story. There is only one story looks like the presentable.
Yes, sir.
अब इसमें the problem कहता है it's already available. How do you implement that? How do you go? Can you tell the exploits after that? So this was represented with a lot of trial, first stage, second stage, third stage trial, and gone into more details. That's all.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? Who is the hero?
So the
Girl. Second time. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? लड़की को हीरो बनाओगे तो ही हालत होगा तुम्हारा। Okay, slightly better. This is, I'm not trying to say it's a better story. At least you have talked a lot of big words you have used it. So you're trying to showcase that you have read something, which is not related to your discipline. You have not talked to anything about your mechanical engineering till now.
yes, sir.
Except for making MCB. MCB को account of what is MCU? Repairing with a toolkit which you got it from your peon. And now other way you will come back to what you got it. Which one? What he said? Heat start. Come back to this story. Yeah, this is the story I was looking for. Did it?
Ram was a truck driver who was returning from delivering his goods and sees few people are approaching him for help. He stopped the truck and sees that the family was going for a picnic and had an issue with the car. He checks for the same and sees there is a need of a cold start as the engine has went through the problem because of the cold weather. He too goes and drives his truck and reaches to the mechanic and explains him about the issue and asks him to take the conducting wire and a battery for the charge transfer and returns back to the place. He helps the family fixing the car, and while returning, he drops the
Very nice.
mechanic into his
You
garage.
have become too technical for me. Conducting wire, ये कौन सा conducting wire होता है? ये conducting wire कब से होता है? ये कहाँ से नया शब्द इस्तेमाल किया बताओ ना मेरे को। तुम लोग इंजीनियर साहब है, आपके गुरुजी ने पढ़ाया होगा, तो मैं उस गुरुजी का नाम जानना चाहता हूँ। कौन कंडक्टिंग वायर के गुरुजी ने पढ़ाया तुम्हें?
Sir,
Who is the professor who has taught you this?
no one, sir.
Then if you have a brain, then you don't deserve to be an engineer. What does the cold start have to do? What is your name? You want to become an officer? What will become? A truck driver. A truck driver के हाँ आपकी ये तो low aim is so damn bloody low, and you can't can you afford to become an officer? You can't. Then what have you done? He is the family group. Family यहाँ पर है. He stopped back and sees the family going. Had an issue in the car. Very nice. He takes the same and sees there is a need to cold start. How do you cold start it? What is cold start? ये what is the word cold start? बताओ ना मेरे को. All these, tell me all these. You people have no. हमको engineering बुला दिया और उसके बाद psychology बुला दिया. Cold start होता क्या है बता ना. Tell me, define what is cold start.
सर मतलब चार्ज ट्रांसफर करके वो स्टार्ट करने की
अरे
जरूरत है।
ये क्या चार्ज ट्रांसफर होता है? वो चार्ज ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम वेयर दिस ऑल दी, तुम लोग गोली मारना दुखता है, यही बच्चा समस्या है। पर वो टोटली इरेशनल, you don't have, you got no damn logic to state this sort of statement making है। What he goes to drive his truck, ड्राइवर था तो ड्राइव उसके को तो क्या, इसका क्या मतलब है? Reaches a mechanic and explains about the issue and asks to issue take a conducting wire and battery for charge transfer and return back to the place to help the family. Fixing the car and while returning drops the mechanic again does. तो अभी साइकिल से अपने दोस्त को आप कहीं पर ड्रॉप करना है स्कूटर से या गाड़ी से, this would become an option, isn't it? That's the job. नहीं
Yes, sir.
नहीं क्या बे राज आर्यन, पढ़िए ब्लैंक स्टोरी पढ़िए।
Yashpal was a dog trainer at UP Police where he
Very good.
spent 6
What a
months.
great idea you got. पहले become a driver, now become a dog trainer. बहुत अच्छा, बॉम्बे में बहुत अच्छी नौकरी मिलेगी तुम्हें। 1000 डॉग वाले अंबानी का डॉग ट्रेनर बन जाना, क्या लाख रुपया पर मंथ कमाना। किस लिए ऑफिसर बनना चाहते हो तुम? कमाओ वहां पर। डॉग क्या करता है? डॉग का नाम भी जैक है। एक पहले भी अंग्रेज का नाम लिखा है, पहले किसी के वहां पर गए थे, माट्रिक बना हुआ था, उसके नाम पर बना दिया, फिर अंग्रेज बन गए तुम। You should be related with your own संस्कृति। You people are thinking, जैसे होता है आप लोग जो आपस में जो आप simply indicates your quota of friends that you have got it, they are not right. They are not good for you. Don't have good circle of friends. That I can very well imagine on the, you could absolutely, I have no doubt about it. ये बैठ के जो बच्चों वाली बात करते हैं ना, कंधे पर रख कर चलता है, ये करते सिनेमा से लेके बॉम्बे में बैठे हो, बॉलीवुड में घूमो, एक्टर बनो। कौन सा यादव है यूपी वाला? यादव वही बन जाओ, पैसा भी कमाओगे, नाम भी होगा। क्या लिख रहे हो? कुत्ता काटता है and then again you want to become still he trains him. So what does it mean? Any doubt? सवाल पूछो ना, or tell the stories. Any doubt?
सर अगर स्टोरीज में कहीं कहीं पे जैसे मैंने पुलिस वगैरह को बुलाया, उसमें अगर हम खुद से एक्शंस वगैरह करेंगे तो वो सर वो ज़्यादा हीरोइक टाइप नहीं हो जाएगा?
My dear friend, your story should be clear, realistic and original. क्या है? Clear, साफ सुथरा, realistic, original. क्या है?
Yes, sir.
Original. Now tell me around it, just understand one aspect. Okay. Can you see something? Yeah.
No, sir.
Okay. Can you see something now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
we can.
Yes, sir.
Now देखो, your story should have the complexity कैसा है, literary sense कैसी है, sense of reality कैसा, coherence बोलते हैं, then also understanding of instructions, perception of image, story of image discuss this पर form of story interpret होता है, then content, hero कैसा है, secondary hero कैसा है, feeling and tone of the story क्या है, feeling and action of hero क्या है, hero need क्या है, press क्या है, attitude क्या है. So there are so many, about 60 odd words which comes to play. That's how the interpretation goes.
Yes, sir.
It's how interpretation goes. So आप सब लोग समझते हो कि मैं कहानी लिख देने की, कहानी लिखना तो आसान है, एक बच्चा भी कहानी लिखता है. Today, storytelling has become a norm. I think if you are then, It's a storytelling is being taught at the highest management level. because जिंदगी में कहानी बेचा जाता है. जिंदगी में किसी से बात करते हो कहानी कहते हो ना. आप अपने पिताजी से क्या करते हो? कहानी कहते हो. मैं वहां पर गया था, एक काम इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में, क्या ये हुआ ये हुआ. अच्छा कहानी यदि सपना, लोग बोलते हैं मोदी सपना बेचता है, तो सपना बेचने का कहानी बनाता है ना. जब कहानी बनाने नहीं आएगा तो क्या करोगे? What is required? You lack the basics of what is expected in SSB. Fundamentally, you are wrong. And as a result, you cannot afford to make dent until you understand on the fundamental. Okay, so I won't go beyond that. How to correct it? That's a separate issue that you can talk to Nikhil about it. That will all be to decide what is right, what is not so. Right, wrong there, but it is not. Present status may whatever you have done and what you are trying to, you think that you can make it, so it will be difficult for you. So this still you got about say 10 days time. Is the check of personality. What is personality first, Aryan? What is personality? अरे आप इंजीनियरिंग करके निकले हो, बताओ ना व्हाट इज पर्सनालिटी.
सर आपका एक वही जो ट्रेड्स आप बचपन से आप कैसे हो वो सारी चीजें हैं सर.
यही बात कर रहे हैं. द वे यू फील, थिंक, एक्ट एंड बिहेव. और आपको पर्सनली डज नॉट रिक्वायर एनी एसएसबी डज नॉट रिक्वायर एनी प्रिपरेशन. मैं बोलता हूं एंड ऑलवेज इट रिक्वायर्स प्रिपरेशन. All those particular people who are thinking that without even training they can afford to do it, well, they are too good, they will make it of themselves. They don't require any help and assistance. But the bulk of the people, they require assistance in the form of training, primarily because it helps them to improve and add value to themselves. Before you came, now you attended this session, do you know that you are right? What these words make, understand what is the meaning these words have got for?
No, sir.
Now you can understand what to expect, how to interpret, isn't it? That is what is the life. Okay. Any doubt? Any question?
No, sir.
Huh?